So you were like we were talking about earlier, like I think one of your songs came across my my Spotify. It was I think 1080p, the one that was like the slush wave
Yeah,
mix.
yeah,
Yeah, so like I think that's what drew me to your page, and then I started checking out more of your stuff, and I went through a bunch of it, and I really enjoyed it.
I appreciate that. I mean, definitely my newer albums, like I put that out to basically change my entire profile.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, my first project was the Silent Hill sampled one, Lost Memories.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was like my first introduction to music, and I was kind of doing it just to kind of hop on like the breakcore bandwagon.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier than, writing my own melodies, and I was basically learning everything by myself with FL Studio.
Yeah.
So I think starting with like drum breaks and then learning how to sample kind of definitely helped me get that basis down for making music.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been making music?
I started sampling and like putting together loops from 2023. Actually, that was the first album I did it for. So 2023, I started doing the Silent Hill stuff. And then shortly after, I started listening to more like trance music and house
Mm-hmm.
music
Yeah,
in like
trance in
Outsider
house is
House.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was my girlfriend actually put me on the Cult Member,
Mm-hmm.
but this was when he had like 20,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah. No, Cold
So this
Member
is
is
when
really
he
good.
was like, yeah, he was barely on the map at that point. And his Ethernet album like completely changed me. I listened to it nonstop and I was like, I need to go in this direction.
Oh yeah. Like I think like
So I
all of that
started,
outside like the outsider house stuff is like really popping up right now with like Cult Member, Diego, like Wiv, all that.
yeah, it's definitely popping off, but I think there's a lot of people who are kind of just biting it too hard
Yeah, I do agree
and
with
then
that.
just biting the nostalgia thing and then they're putting it together and they're just, I don't know, it's starting to become a trend.
It's starting to feel a
I
little
feel like
unoriginal at parts.
more than an experience, which sucks because I feel like a lot of Outsider House is mainly about the experience
It
and
is.
atmosphere.
Yeah. So speaking about like trends and like how you take your aesthetics and stuff. So like what helps inspire your current like aesthetic when you post online?
Honestly, that's kind of a loaded question, but because I started off making album covers for people
Mm-hmm.
actually. Before I even started making music, like I was making album covers for like Tokyo Pill and a lot of the people in the original Greycore community.
Mm-hmm.
So I mostly just like I would listen to music and I would kind of imagine what it would look like.
Yeah.
And then I started doing that with the photos I'd post online. I started matching it to my own music. And I mean, I'll honestly, when I first started editing, I kind of was super into Blade
Yeah, oh
and like
Blade is
Drain
sick.
Gang and
Yeah.
all of them. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of bit off of their swag a little bit. I would edit my photos super glowy or like low quality or add like
Mm-hmm.
Yu-Gi-Oh stuff overlays and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I started kind of taking it my own route and started adding more of like an online kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always been a super online person. That
Yeah.
was sort of like my escape when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Just like creating my own persona online and having these random people I've never known. This is how they portray me.
Yeah. No, and like having a random persona online and stuff is like super, super popular, I feel like, especially with today's artists. Like
Yeah, I think it's super important that you build that persona at the same time you build your music.
oh yeah, 100%. So when it comes to like your aesthetics and stuff, do you feel like it's like how you creatively like feel right now? Or is it more of like so you were talking about like it's more of like a persona that you build, right? Or it's just like how you
Yeah,
yeah, okay. And then has your visual identity like when it comes to like posting, like has it like evolved alongside your music or do you treat them like kind of separately?
I definitely treat it hand in hand. Anything I post is either because of the music I'm listening to
Mhm.
or my own music. I
Mhm.
really, everything I do is based off of music.
Yeah.
So I just kind of derive all my artwork or like what I post from that.
Mhm.
Either it's from like the feelings I get from the music or just kind of like slowly or like subtly paying like homage or homage
Mhm.
to like older trance music, I feel like.
Oh yeah, no, older trance is fantastic. Actually, I just wanted to get into that. So, what are
Yeah.
your biggest inspirations to your like sound right now?
So for my last album, it was definitely Cult Member. So
Mm-hmm.
Cult Member definitely inspired me to kind of dive into like older Outsider House and like techno,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want to bite off of his style.
Yeah.
So I actually like banned myself from listening to his music during the entire making of my new album because I really didn't want to copy him like at all. I mean, there's
Yeah.
definitely inspiration there, but at the same time, I wanted to take it my own route. So I
Hmm.
started adding like slush wave effects or like adding down tempo drums to like techno chords or having like really obscure samples or just straight up sampling like Ocean Lab for example. Ocean Lab's music is so
Yeah,
nice.
Ocean Labs
Especially
is so good.
yeah, Satellite. I mean, that's definitely
Yeah,
their most popular track.
definitely.
That song definitely has stuck with me my entire production,
Yeah,
like the piano chords and everything.
Satellite's
But
super
I
good.
think, yeah, I think lately I still listen to trance music, of course. I don't even really listen to outsider house.
Mm, really? Wait,
I
okay.
listen, yeah, I listen to, yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm a huge trance like lover, so I'm super
you're
curious
all
to
good.
like hear your top three trance artists.
Yeah, I got you. So that's hard.
Because I already
Let me
have
really,
mine. I already have mine. So
yeah, let me really think about it for a second. I'm gonna have to say, definitely. I'm just gonna have to say Ocean Lab first off.
nice.
Like the vocals and everything on that are just perfect. I'm gonna have to say next is probably gonna be Lange.
Lange?
He has this one album called Better Late Than Never.
Okay.
It came out in like 2007 and every single track on there is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially I'm probably gonna have to say Songless or like Red October on there.
Mm-hmm.
The Thrill Seekers.
Thrill Seekers is a pull. You know,
Thrill
Blade and
Seekers
Black
is just
Gray sampled them.
classic.
Yeah.
What track did they sample him on?
Yeah, they sample the Thrill Seekers on Friday night. It's
Oh
like,
my god, I was just about to say that. I'm not even joking.
yeah.
The little like intro chords in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Down, 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 down. Like, yeah,
Dude,
no,
yes.
they sample him.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah,
I had a feeling that was the sample because I kept hearing it and I was like, this sounds super familiar.
dude, I remember showing my homie like Blade and Black Gray, and he was like, "Bro, like, is that the Thrill Seekers in the background?" I was like, "Who?" And then he started showing me all like the Thrill Seeker stuff. I was like, "Huh? How'd you pull this?" And he's like, "Bro, like this guy's like a legend, bro. He's been around for like since like the '90s, dude. It was like actually kind of funny.
That's super fun.
I know.
Yeah, and then I mean, listening to any of like the Above and Beyond
Yeah,
mixes,
above and beyond.
ATB, of course.
ATB is my
ATB's
top three.
more ATB's. I think there's this one track I sampled. Actually, for my new album, there was one track by him I just completely flipped.
Dude, yeah, no, ATB's peak, bro. I sample him like Loki a lot. I gotta stop.
Yeah, it was My Everything. Actually, this track, Everything by ATB, that track on my new album is just Want You to See Me.
Hmm.
Like that's it. That's straight up just a deep house flip I did.
No, dude, ATB is actually so freaking peak. Like actually like insane pull. I like okay, I like Chicane, you know, like saltwater.
Yeah,
ATB is one of my top three. Underrated is Super 8 and Tab. Finnish duo. They're signed to Above and Beyond, or they have tracks with Above and Beyond. No, sorry, not Above. Anjuna Beats. They have songs with Anjuna Beats. And
dude, shout out them. Oh my
dude,
god.
Anjuna Beats, yeah, shout out Anjuna Beats, bro. ATV. Oh, I mean, I don't know if Cascade counts, but I like
I feel like
Cascade.
Cascades.
It's not really
I don't know.
trance
I think there's definitely a difference between like '90s trance
in like
and newer
2000s.
trance.
Yeah, like old
Yeah,
Tiesto,
exactly.
like Tiesto
Yeah,
before he
OTSO
sold out.
was
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, basically, dude. Basically.
yeah, bro.
And then
Just
honestly, the
be
Thrill Seekers too.
yeah. The Thrill Seekers is peak. Like all like old '90s, early 2000s trance is so good. Cafe Del Mar.
Exactly.
I actually sampled Cafe Del Mar in one of my songs, by Energy
Oh snap,
52.
really?
Yeah,
Nice.
a lot of my music is super derived from trance music because trance music is just so good.
That's sick. What's funny is that like with a lot of the music I make, I listen to trance music and stuff, and it's definitely an inspiration. But I mean, for like my last album, I was listening to like vaporwave music
Ooh,
for
Vaporwave's
like
pretty good.
months.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like it didn't have to be related to the song I was making. I think it was mostly the like down tempo like vocal samples
Hmm.
was really like that's what affected the way I mixed my vocals now.
Yeah.
Like super deep, drawn out. I mean,
Yeah.
there's this one track that's not really trance. It's this alias of Hong Kong Express or HKE,
Mm-hmm.
and they have this account named Halo Acid.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, if you go on Spotify, they only have like 224 listeners. But there was this track called Heat Transfer, and it was released maybe in like 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And that entire No Dreams album is just like straight up OG, like techno and like outsider house.
Yeah.
Like that's probably one of the first albums that honestly should get recognized for this genre.
Yeah, for Outsider House, you think?
100%. If you go and listen to the album, you can see that like a lot of the inspiration from today, maybe not like directly pulled from him because you might not be that well known for
Mm-hmm.
that alias,
Yeah.
but the mixing style and everything was just way ahead of its time.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely gotta check that out now. So going back to like production and stuff. So
Yeah,
when you start a song, do you normally start with your drums, with your melody, or like with your bass?
I always start a song with piano chords.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I feel like with drums, you can only really add drums after you hear the melodies.
Okay.
It to me, it doesn't make sense to have like a preconceived notion of how you want the drums to sound without hearing the melodies first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the overall like atmosphere and vibe you set from the melodies kind of sets the tone for how the drum should go.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's always melodies before drums.
Yeah, no, melody is super important. It's what makes a song catchy at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, drums definitely are important for tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely, I mean, especially for house music, you can't just have like like a kick, a clap, and like a hi-hat
Yeah.
the entire time. You have to,
It gets
spice it up
boring.
here and there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with house music, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a catchy melody to compensate for that, then what are you really doing?
No, exactly. Like you need like a good like catchy melody. Um,
Exactly.
like especially in house, I feel like, cause like or else it's just like hard groove. You know what I mean? Which I mean, don't get
Yeah, or like tech house, and I
yeah,
honestly I pull a lot of the textures from like tech house and hard groove, and I
yeah.
just put it into my tracks because it fills up a lot of the space, and if it fits, which with the stuff I do, it definitely fits.
Hmm.
But I definitely think there's a time and place for the drum selection.
Yeah, no, hard groove is sick. I actually love hard groove. I think it's got to be like it's something that grew on me recently because one of my boys was trying to get me on it like super hard, and in the beginning I was
Yeah,
like, you know, but like now I'm like, dude, this is like really good. So,
yeah, and I mean I can imagine it's super good live because when you're listening to music live, if you're not hearing the melodies, it's definitely the bass and the drums that are kind of taking over the speakers.
oh, 100%. Yeah, no, hard groove is really cool live. Like I totally recommend it. Like I could totally recommend it live. So you said you started your songs with like pianos and stuff and the melody. Has that always been like how you started a song, or did you start with like songs like differently before?
Um, Honestly, ever since I started like writing my own melodies, I've always just started a song like that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
before when I was like literally just sampling everything, I would do the drums first probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I think lately I'm kind of starting to push away from house music. I'm not pushing away from it, but I'm definitely kind of expanding genres with it. Like Evian Christ, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Have you listened to him?
I've heard the name. Like I've definitely heard the name around.
He dropped this album. It was Revian Christ back in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and the amount of textures and just atmosphere and the drums even they just go from genre to genre. So he covers trance, he covers hard groove, he covers house like classic house music, and then there's even bits where it's just percussion
Mm-hmm.
and just like super low kicks. So there's not really drums that are carrying the sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just the overall atmosphere throughout the tracks. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of been my main goal right now
Mm-hmm.
is that I just focus on creating atmospheres and melodies that are super hypnotic to where the drums are thought about second.
Yeah, no, hypnotic stuff is really like I actually love that stuff. It's kind of like hard groove stuff. Like that's where I feel like a lot of the hypnotic stuff comes in, and they do it really well.
Yeah, and I mean hypnotic wise, I really derive that sound from just like slush wave and dream punk.
Hmm.
I think like the first dream punk project I heard was my friend put me onto them. It was from 2814,
I've also heard of
which
them.
if I'm not mistaken, it should be Telepath and HKE.
Hmm.
And honestly, the drums in that they use a Barber pole phaser, which shout out Echo Bode. Echo Bode is like the best delay plugin, especially for low and high frequencies, especially.
Echo Mode? I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I put it on almost every single melody and every single drum.
Hmm.
I think seriously that's the only delay plugin you could ever need for melodies and drums.
Oh, bet. I've never heard anyone put delay on drums.
Really?
Yeah, I mean people do, but like not on like I feel like on the kicks and snares, it's like interesting. I feel like it doesn't really work that well.
Sometimes I feel like it's definitely picky with how you do it, but there will be tracks I make where I just throw delay on the entire master
Wow, that's
or like
bold.
the entire drum bus. And
Mm.
I feel like it complements the delays and the melodies a lot more.
Mm.
Or it kind of ties the whole song together, especially if I'm pulling from like dream punk inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Dream
But
I've
yeah,
heard of some of the Dream Punk stuff. So, you mentioned earlier that you use FL Studio, right?
yeah.
So, was that like your first DAW or did you switch from like a different DAW?
I've only used FL Studio in the 5 years of making music.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, FL Studio is like really cool. I feel like it's such a good like entry. Like I feel like 90% of the scene uses like FL
I
Studio.
think
I feel like everyone starts with it.
I think the best way to describe it is that Ableton is definitely if you want to professionally kind of evolve your sound or make music seriously. And I
Hmm.
think FL Studio is kind of just like playing a video game. I feel like it's a lot easier to experiment with FL Studio. And I
Yeah.
find the workflow to just be overall kind of easier than
Yeah.
Ableton. Ableton definitely is on top for sound.
Hmm.
Like I'm not gonna hold it against anyone that the amount of like stock plugins in
Yes.
Ableton kind of outweighs FL Studio tenfold.
Hmm.
Especially if you're making electronic music, FL Studio is kind of just for I feel like a lot of people use it for beats
Yeah.
rather than full on electronic production.
Yeah, Ableton's really useful for electron. I use Ableton. So it's like I like the stock plugins that Ableton has is so good. And I've tried using FL. I feel like it just didn't click with me. Like I had such a tough time trying to like figure out how to do it. But like
Yeah, I
it,
think it took me around like 2 years to get into my own workflow with FL Studio. And I mean, at this point, I'm just so used to using it
mhm.
that I can pump out tracks in like 30 minutes if I'm really trying.
Yeah. No, like FL Studio is pretty goated. I feel like it's just like in some zip file it's been passed around like every single producer has it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, I've been using my friend Michael's account.
That's what I mean,
Like my
man.
own. Exactly. You're not wrong at all.
It's just so funny to me. So it's just like it's like the same like FL Studio like zip file being circulated around the scene.
Dude, it probably is.
Yeah, dude. So like you mentioned that you had wait, what was a delay plugin that you were talking about?
Echo Mode.
Echo Boat. So yeah, you mentioned that you use Echo Boat a lot of times on your songs, like even on the drums and the master, which I've actually never heard of anybody using delay on the master, which I think that's like definitely a first. But what are your top three VSTs?
So obviously Echo Mode,
Hmm.
just because it has the delay. I think the delay with like the frequencies and the phasing is just spot on.
Hmm.
Like it's really high quality and it adds a lot of texture and filler to your drums or melodies, for instance.
Hmm.
But other than that, I'm gonna have to say probably Filter Freak too.
Hmm.
I use Filter Freak a lot for my frequency transitions on my tracks. Like I'll just put it on the master
Hmm.
because I mean a lot of them have a lot of good distortion or just LFO effects that can completely change a track. Like a lot for my newer music. Speaking of newer music, I'm working on an album right now that's set for like October.
Oh, bet.
It should hopefully come out in October, but it's a completely solo project.
Nice.
And I use Filter Freak on almost just every single track.
Filter Freak?
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta check that out as well. Like I don't think I've heard of that VST.
I would definitely recommend getting it, especially if it's on sale. It's such a steal.
Hmm.
And then I'd say a plugin I literally use on every single channel, master, every every single track is Portal.
Portal. Oh, I've heard of that one. Yeah, no, like that one's pretty cool. Like it's like the one where you like drag the little thing around like the square and it just like messes with the texture, right?
Yeah, but I think my favorite thing about it, especially when I started first using it for like my Ghost project,
Hmm.
was that the granular delay in it, you can have it set to be in like major or minor modes, so it kind of creates
Oh,
like a sub melody texture on top of your melodies.
that's sick.
So I found it, I mean, not to say it's like a it's a shortcut to getting like more sounds, but at the same time, it created a lot of the textures that I still use today. And like I think kind of not that I own the textures or anything or own the sound, but the sound that you hear now on like all of my music, like my signature style is definitely from Portal. They
Bet.
have and I mean they even have frequency delays, so they have like this really nice slush wave filter on there
Hmm.
that adds the granular delay while also messing with like the low and high frequencies.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, I mean, from the amount of friends I've had, they've said they've used it like 2 times,
Hmm.
but the customization on there is just way too good, especially with just the sliding on every single melody. I really, I think the only plugin I would need to make music would probably be Portal.
I have to, yeah. I've known about Portal. Like I feel like I get that VST a bunch. Like I always hear people talk about either Portal or Hive or any kind of Valhalla. Like those are usually like the most like common
Yeah, I
ones.
mean Valhalla is super good. I just have an issue with it. Maybe I'm not using it right. I just feel like it kind of muddies out the overall feel. Like I feel like even if you mess with the high and low frequencies on that, it kind of still doesn't show like the original sound that I want.
Yeah.
Compared to with like Portal, I can customize the delay, the reverb, the like frequencies and everything because they have multiple tabs within it that allow you to do that.
Hmm.
I just think it's a lot more optimizable rather than just like because it has a lot of good reverb presets. So
Yeah, no, the reverb presets on Valhalla are like really, really, really good. Like at least that's coming from someone who uses it like pretty much on a regular basis. But I don't like I think I use it a lot on like my melodies and stuff and like the delays as well. Like I use pretty often, but
which one do you use?
the blue one, super massive the frequency one, and then the light blue one, the stereo one, I use. I use those, and then the one I use the most as well is Kickstart by Nicky Romero, the side
Yeah,
chain. Like that one I use a lot, pretty often too. Like I recommend that one a lot because it's like it saves me hours of manual side chaining.
that's fair, honestly.
Yeah,
I
like
think for like side chaining, I do it really in the most meticulous way possible. I like manually create automations on my FL Studio screen
hmm.
rather than just like side chaining it to like the kick or whatever. I just feel like it's not as good when you have like the automatic side chaining
Yeah, yeah,
rather
really.
than when you draw. Yeah, when you draw it out on like your main screen on FL Studio, it just sounds a lot deeper.
Okay. I need to try that. I need to do that again because I haven't manually sidechained something in so long. So
And
it's
I mean,
like
I could I could be totally biased and I could just be taking the longest route possible.
hmm.
But any other LFO or like side chaining plugin I've used or even just like routing it to the kick, it
Hmm.
just doesn't get the punch I want.
That's actually honestly fair. Like I feel like it's hard to like manipulate the sidechain. That's like my kind of my only critique of the Nicky Romero thing is that it's hard to manipulate the curve. Like there's only like 8 preset curves that you're allowed to use from, if that makes sense. And then
Yeah,
yeah, like I kind of get where you're coming from. So, speaking about like drums and stuff, when it comes to all of the VSTs that we use, where do you stand on the usage of drum samples and loops?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even against using like drum loops in the slightest. I
Hmm.
mean, I definitely use drum loops. I use them for like percussion or if like there's certain textures and like loops I like, and I don't know how to get that sound. I'll just like chop out that singular like small section from that loop
Hmm.
and then completely use it. I
Hmm.
think a lot of people kind of are too harsh on people who use loops.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, there's definitely people who have the drum equipment to like create like original drum loops, and I definitely draw my own drums out, especially for house music. I feel like it's a little too easy to use
Hmm.
drum loops, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even use the drum pattern on FL Studio. I actually place all my drums on the screen. So like I'll place the kick separately on the screen and then the hi-hats and everything.
Hmm. I do that too
A
with
lot of my
Ableton.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a lot easier to manipulate,
It's easier to
especially with
control. Yeah.
timing. Yeah, I mean, and then if you use like a sequencer, for instance, I mean, there's just a lot less customization.
Hmm.
There's a lot more limits on there.
Yeah, and all of my drums are always separated in separate tracks. Because I've seen people put like all their drums in like one drum like machine thing, which I'm like, that's cool, but like you can't really manipulate the drum separately. And then the thing where you said like you take out like the little piece of like the drum loop, that's totally fine. For me, like where my issue comes in is like if there's like a melody or a vocal sample that you just like took and then you just dropped it into the song. That's where I'm like,
Yeah, that I really can't stand. I mean, I've definitely used like some vocals off of Splice before just to like create like an ambient like
hmm.
pad, for instance.
Yeah,
But for the most part, seriously try and make it to where I either
it's
dig for my
indistinguishable.
own vocal samples
Yeah.
or I make it just so out of there to where it doesn't even sound like it's original.
Hmm.
Or not that it's original, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I
No.
think especially with melodies, because it's like at that point you're not even making your own music.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
stealing someone else's music. I mean, even for like my music process, if I'm really that down bad and I can't come up with melodies,
Hmm.
I'll just like take a track I really like. For instance, for like Ocean Lab Satellite, I think for one of my tracks on my album, I just took the main chords and I would just chop them up and play them in different sequences until I
Hmm.
like got the sound I wanted. So I mean, at least in that way, it's like paying homage to
Yeah.
them rather than me just straight up ripping their chords.
Yeah.
I definitely use them as a base, and then I add sounds that I think fit on top.
Yeah, like that's fine, like as long as it's kind of indistinguishable or it's
Yeah,
like you can feel like there's sauce, you know what I mean? Like if there's like
yeah, exactly.
there's some uniqueness to the track. It's just like I can't stand when it's like especially when it's like a drag and drop from Splice and like I've heard it in like three other songs already.
Dude,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, I will say the only like really good splice sample I've heard be used is on Boy 2000's track Right Away.
Hmm.
But I feel like he just owns that. Because I mean, he hit the entire vibe perfectly, and he's not like hiding that he used that. For example, I mean, in his Discord, he had like a bunch of people asking for the original vocals,
Hmm.
and he just straight up said he found it on Splice.
Yeah,
But I
no.
mean, I think in that instance, especially for Splice samples, which no, just the Splice, I use it all the time, especially for like presets, because I don't have the time to figure out how to make my own presets a lot.
Hmm.
So I'll just like buy like trance presets online or take some that are just like super basic and then just manipulate them until they sound completely different.
Yeah.
I think as long as you can confidently own that sound and just it works. If it works, it works, you know?
Yeah. No, if it works 100%. And like that's what I mean. Like if you're able to manipulate the sound, like then it's totally fine. You know?
Yeah,
And like it's if it doesn't feel like a rip off.
exactly.
So yeah, like who do you see yourself collaborating with next?
I mean, I don't know if it's seeing myself rather than me just hoping and praying that they respond to me on Instagram. I have a collab track dropping with this super cool artist named Shemi,
Hmm.
who's more into like the underground rap scene.
Hmm.
Like I literally was just put onto them by like some random follower I had, and I
Yeah.
DM'd them and everything. So I think I'm definitely kind of tapping into a different genre with them, but at the same time, they've been doing the same like kind of like digital trance, like hyperpop stuff.
Nice.
But I mean, overall, my dream collabs right now are definitely Evian Christ.
Hmm.
I mean, he's definitely next up for like the modern trance. I think there's with like modern trance, I feel like there's a lot of people who make tracks that are all rise and no drop,
Hmm.
but he kind of just perfects that balance to where you seriously want to hear more of the ambience rather than the drop. But
Hmm.
when he has the drop in his tracks, it's just so spot on and perfect that it's a perfect balance. And I think that's kind of what I'm really trying to go for right now is the overall balance between like tension and atmosphere and then drops.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think other than Evian Christ, I'd have to go with probably Bliss 3-3.
But I've heard of them
They
as well.
released Yeah, they released a super popular that Celestial kind of like album with like Ray on the cover. Is like kind of like Vapor House, but a lot of different stuff. But they had this one single EP they released called One Day That Bird That Follows, and it was just like the most like down tempo outsider house, but also like ambient, but then also at the same time everything was so distorted and low quality that it kind of just matched,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the samples they used. I have no idea what samples they used. It's a lot of like super melancholic pianos
Yeah.
that are just chopped with like higher vocals that are mixed with like almost like trap drums, but also it's like down tempo house music. I think a lot of the chords in those tracks kind of struck me for the first time when I listened to them. And I've been kind of chasing that exact piano tone ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I ever get stuck on a track, I listen to probably I'd say there's this track called My Dolphin Friend on there.
My Dolphin?
Yeah, My Dolphin Friend.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard it.
I'd say definitely go and listen to that because I mean, there's not even like crazy drums or anything, but the like low quality sound in that is just completely something they own, and it's not in like bad, fully tasteful in any way either. I mean, especially with like the outsider house shit that's happening right now. A lot of people are kind of just slapping like low end filters on their tracks or adding a bunch of distortion,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's tastefully being done. I think it's more nostalgia by it.
Yeah, like there's a lot of slop. Like I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like the
There's
sewer
I've
slut
gotten
slop that happened like a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I used to listen to them, and then obviously I stopped because they kind of have a lot of weird stuff going on, you know?
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely a lot of artists that should get more attention to them.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But I think with that whole, yeah, I mean, there's just so many artists that I've just seen blow up that completely bit that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not good at all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
especially with trends going on TikTok. I mean, with TikTok, it's so easy to just have a track. If it sticks, it sticks.
Yeah. And I feel
And
like
then
with
people start to
TikTok,
follow that.
yeah, no, that's 100%. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
um,
you're all good, dude.
I feel like with TikTok, like it kind of changed the music scene a little bit. It's like people are making music for edits more so than they are.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
are making music to hopefully blow up, and I think that's kind of distinguishing um between artists who genuinely like are like putting emotion into their music or
Yeah.
trying to like create something new, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just getting overlooked constantly by these artists that keep blowing up constantly.
Yeah,
And I
100%.
mean, even with Yago, who's super good at his music. Like he owns that sound.
Yeah, I agree.
I've just seen so many artists that completely rip off of it.
Yeah. No, I'm 100% on that boat.
And I think a lot of artists need to understand that if you're gonna start making music, you need to make what you want. I
Yeah.
mean, as soon as you start making music for other people, you should just stop.
Yeah, or at least at the very little like figure out like your own swag. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
Or I mean, do what everyone else does, make music that you were inspired by. Like try and recreate a track in your own sound.
yeah.
Because I mean, at least in that extent, you're doing it emotionally because that same track touched you, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, I know, and I totally agree. Like because it's not even like hate. It's just more like you're not gonna blow up, right? And if you do, like you're forever gonna be associated with that other artist. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. It's like you want to be like for me, I completely do not care if I blow up or not.
Yeah.
Like I really don't care if my music goes nowhere and I end up, not making music in the future.
A
I
hundred
think
percent.
I'm just gonna keep releasing what I like and like releasing music that I was inspired by because at the end of the day, for me, what I want out of my music is that I provoke the same feeling that songs provoked in me.
Hmm.
Like, I think honestly, being able to hit that emotional level with your music to where you can sit back and even like just like like cry at your own music. Like, if you can provoke that within yourself, then you're doing something right, you know?
Hmm. No, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, it's got to be like for you, not
Exactly.
like we said. Like, it's not you're not making some music for somebody else. Like, you're promoting somebody else's aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean the like best form of flattery is imitation, but at the same time, you don't want to be the person who's imitating someone else.
Exactly. To be honest, though, I feel like in the beginning of somebody's artist career, I feel like people try and imitate, especially like musically. Like you hear a song that's like super fire, you're like, you just hop on FL Studio, you're like, oh, I gotta try it. I gotta see how to make this.
Yeah,
But it,
exactly. I mean, I definitely did that with my
yeah,
Silent Hill album.
yeah,
There's definitely like moments on that album where I'll go back and I'll hear something and I'll be like, okay, I was going somewhere with that. No one else was really touching that. But for
hmm,
the most part, I really could not care about that album more than because it was simply just samples and like breakcore. It was a trend hop.
yeah, it was. I can see like, I can see where you're coming from. Like I feel like
But
everybody has been
yeah,
there. But
at the same time though, it's the artists that take that and want to do more and they keep going with it
mhm.
and they keep like pushing to break out of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, speaking about music that you've made, what is your favorite and your least favorite song that you've made?
I think my favorite my favorite track isn't even out yet,
That's fair.
like at all. I think okay, so I'll just talk about like music I've released because that's definitely going to be easier for people to access, you know.
Hmm.
Um I released this track. It was like a two-piece single, but it was called X Tall. And the only the reason I called it that is because I like accidentally recreated the same like synth horn from the X Tall track by FX Twin.
Yeah.
But I think the textures I created in that song and the overall like feel of it was probably like my most atmospheric track and honestly my favorite.
Hmm.
But like album wise, I think this track that really kind of changed me and made me go, wow, people like my sound. I can go somewhere with this was 1080p.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that track started off pretty rough, but the overall feel was there. And then one random day, I just like DM'd Boy 2000, sent him the demo track, and he was like, "Yeah, this is super good. I'd love to hop on this." And from that point on, I kind of took every single track that was on my new album and just completely erased it and started with 1080p and then built off of that.
Hmm.
Because I mean, my album originally, I've scrapped it like 3 times.
That's
Like
so real.
that entire project uh, made, I believe, like over 160 FL Studio projects in order to get the like 14 tracks I have on there. Because I was just so obsessed with making sure each track was fresh, was in the same genre I really wanted to make, and that other people really like. I would send my demos to all my friends constantly.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of push really helped me because I didn't want to put anything out that I thought was just okay.
No, that's good. Like you have to be like, yeah, like this is my song. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I mean, exactly. And I think the like main goal I had in mind was every track should be better than the last.
Yes, that's true.
But at the same time, that last track shouldn't really be outshined by it
Yeah.
or like any less good than I thought it was, you know?
Hmm. No,
So I think 1080p kind of definitely like sparked the sound I have now,
yeah.
like 100%.
No, like the real sauce is like before you release anything, you gotta wait like a week. Like, do I still like this
Yeah,
song?
exactly.
Like, do I still like the song? Do I still see myself listening to this? Okay, I'll release it. Like that's
Yeah,
kind of
I
how I
mean,
feel.
I think for like that album, oh my God, I've listened to that album like at least 800 and up times for each track.
Hmm.
And I mean, the only issue I have with that stuff is like some of the drums were boring, but at the same time, this was like my album where I was trying to redefine myself, and I think I definitely went above and beyond that.
Yo, above and beyond mention.
Like, exactly, dude, shout out.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Dude, you're all good.
Yeah. So, so how do you feel like music that how do you feel like the music that you made has changed you as a person?
I definitely think that question kind of goes both ways because the music I was making was due to me like musically maturing, but also just like outside of that, like mentally, I think they kind of just like complemented both of each other. Like my mental state and everything that was around me definitely affected the tracks I have.
Hmm.
I mean, when I was living in Alaska, for instance, which is when I made the album, it was just constantly snowing. I mean, the sun would come up at 9 a.m. and then it would be down by 3 p.m. So I had like no days at
Hmm.
all. It was like super depressing. And I
Yeah.
definitely used that to the best ability I could to kind of convey that in the tracks or like the photos I posted.
Hmm.
So I definitely think my music was kind of there for me when I needed it to be.
Yeah.
Like it definitely pushed me to mature not only musically but like as a person. It kind of got rid of like not that I had like an ego death with my music,
Yeah.
but it kind of I just started making music just so I could feel like the tracks or like provoke something emotionally within myself.
Hmm.
I think that was really the drive I had was just emotional appeal to myself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't feel anything with your music, then you're doing something wrong.
No, and I agree. Like it's got to be like an extension of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I think anything you make should really be like a reflection of either in the moment what you were feeling or like you like presently or all around.
Hmm.
I just feel like emotion and music kind of goes hand in hand. And I mean like even growing up, especially in high school, like all the best memories I have are with my homies and we're listening to like certain tracks
Hmm.
for like I mean I was listening to like a lot of Blade or like The Garden or just like a lot of music with my friends and I kind of just really started to fall in love with the memories I was making through music.
Yeah. You know the garden's local to where I'm from. Shout out the garden.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Seriously.
the
I
garden's from
mean,
OC. I'm like, let's go, OC represent. You know?
they're so good. I was
Yeah.
listening to them before their fan base kind of took a turn for the worse.
Yeah, I've heard about that, but I remember like a few of my friends know them, like met them or something. Like they used to be in like
Yeah,
their
I almost
shows.
had I almost had breakfast with them one time.
That's
Super
crazy.
random.
Yeah,
Because I was super into Slater and he was he had this little group going on with like SRD Beats, which is now producing for like Joey and stuff, which is crazy.
mm-hmm.
And then he had a homie named Femoral, and he was kind of like my first real like music connection I had.
Yeah,
So I think like after him, I started to realize that I could really start to make connections with people.
yeah.
But I mean, that's like completely besides the interview.
No, like honestly though, like I feel like it's like the most underrated part and most unspoken part about music is the connections, right?
Yeah, your connections are everything,
Yeah.
and I don't make my connections based on like trying to heighten myself off of other people.
No,
If
exactly.
I'm trying to talk to you, it's either because I genuinely like really like your overall like work,
Yeah.
or because I believe we could seriously like create music together or
Hmm.
like make something together that'll do something like super good for the both of us.
Yeah, no, like you can easily tell when a connection is either like clout based or it's like this person actually rocks with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I feel like there's a lot of people that'll DM me and stuff where it's like like I'm pretty kind of I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but like I've kind of been around the interview, like interviewing people and stuff. I think that's how I started making a lot of my connections
Yeah.
and like like the thing is like my past interviews have helped me get so far, right? And like I wouldn't have
Yeah,
landed
exactly.
my first interview without TikTok, and then I followed my first like breakcore connection, and then from there that's where I started really like taking off, right?
Yeah, I think connections honestly will find you as long as you're genuine about what you
Hmm.
want to do.
Like you
It's
shouldn't
all
chase it.
the right. No, you shouldn't. I mean,
Yeah,
you should definitely
yeah,
chase something if you really want it,
yeah,
but at the same time, you don't want to be desperate.
yeah. No, exactly. Like that's what I mean. Like
If something's gonna happen, just wait for it.
exactly. And like the thing is, you just got to be like normal, you know? Because like I'll have people that'll DM me like, "Hey, make an interview about me," and I'm like, I don't know you, right? And
Yeah, like what's the benefit in it for me, you
yeah,
know?
and exactly, like people don't see it like it is kind of the unfortunate truth where it's like most relationships that like are like literally every relationship outside of your parents are going to be somewhat transactional, right? Like both people are in it to win something, right?
Yeah.
You know, like for example, this interview, like I get a new artist, I get content on my YouTube, you get promotion for your music, you get the people who watch my interview. Like there's some level of exchange here that benefits the both of us, right?
Yeah, and the exchange isn't purely just for you know like
Yeah.
promotion. It's because we genuinely are like excited to do this.
No,
You know, I
exactly. And
think
I love doing what I do. And clearly from your aesthetic and your music, it stood out to me. So I'm sure you love doing what you do as well.
yeah, it's really like I think it's not to say it's like my only purpose in life, but this is probably like one of the only things that brings me like
Hmm. Like
to
joy.
like yeah, exactly.
No, and that's a great thing to have. Like I feel like most people, I'd say 99% of people don't have that. So it's a blessing,
Yeah,
you know?
I think being genuine is not looked upon like greatly anymore.
Yeah, no, it's rare. You know, and that's why I feel like everybody like that is somewhat connected. I've had zero bad experiences like with interviews and stuff because like I feel like in order to get to like where you're at, like you can't really be like a douche, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, exactly.
you have to be genuine, you have to actually care, you have to actually gaff. Like most of like the conversations that I have with people like in the scene are like never
Yeah.
about music. You know, it's about like, oh, like what'd you hit? And, like someone will post like a gym photo or something. I'm like, yo, like tell me about your split or something. Like
Yeah,
yeah, like
exactly.
it's never about just music or else it just feels like work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You have to have like I think being able to relate to just random people through like similar interests is so nice.
No, it is. And that's
Because I
like
mean like
that's gonna boost you.
exactly. I mean like for instance our interview like I until last week I've literally never like seen your account.
No, exactly. You know, and like 2 weeks ago, I think I figured who you were, and then I got another one of your song. It was 1080p, and I think it was another one. But like I was like, this is the second time I've seen this guy. Like I need to see, like I need to like get on this.
It was,
You know,
dude, yeah, exactly. If people just wait for things to happen and they're genuine about it, it'll happen.
exactly. And now like you know who I am. Now I know who you are, and this connection's made. You know, and then
Exactly.
we'll see what happens in the future. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know. To me it feels so obvious, but to like 99% of people it's not. And like I also see it a lot in the finance industry where it's like, oh, all of a sudden someone gets like a job or like an internship in like a really really nice firm, and then all of a sudden they're just completely different, you know, or like
Yeah, bro, like
people start treating them differently, like some sort of
I just
celebrity.
can't imagine letting like superficial like bro, I work at Target.
Yeah.
Like I work at Target and I don't let that like downplay like the music I make or like
No,
alter my
exactly.
ego or like put me down or anything. It's just like I keep it completely separate. I don't let it affect like the way I treat people.
No, exactly. And like the thing is, like I used to work at Pete's Coffee. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
like a lot of the money that I used to like put into my music, like for playlists and stuff, has been from that. And like
Yeah, it's real.
it's
It's just
exactly like
it's like real human shit, you know?
no, and like I feel like a lot of people miss like don't really get that. I don't know. Like that's just like a rant. Like I'm so tired of like those lazy DMs. So it's just like I don't know, like put more effort into like knowing about like who I am and stuff instead of just seeing me for what I can give you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
Or just get to know that person before, you know,
Yeah. Just
you start assuming
huge
stuff.
side tangent.
Dude, you're all good. That's
Yeah.
important though.
Yeah, no, it is. And you know what's funny? In a lot of those interviews and stuff that I do, like 90% of like the time is always like some random side tangent. And like that's what I've noticed like tends to work a lot with my interviews is just like because if I just read off questions to you and then you just
It's
respond,
awkward.
it's boring. You know what I mean?
It is.
And like
It's very like question and answer and it's robotic. I
yeah.
think like having these rants definitely like creates just like a just like a relaxed environment.
No, 100%, and it creates like a story.
Yeah.
Hmm. So you were mentioning an album earlier. You said it was dropping in October, correct?
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. I mean, so it's spoiler alert, it's gonna be on vinyl.
Nice.
It's gonna be through Pure Life Records again because they're like literally the best label I've ever worked with. They're pretty picky about like who they want to support,
Hmm.
but it's all in like super good taste. Like if you genuinely have a good product that's different, or not product, project
Yeah.
that's different and like you're super confident in it. I mean, with the label I DM'd, he like replied to me and he's outside in the UK and I'm
Hmm.
in like California. And he was like, we usually don't really take people who are outside of the UK, which is that's reasonable. You know, you
Yeah.
want people who are close to you. And I sent him like my album demo and he that turned into us talking for like 3 hours. And now I'm like releasing more music with him, physicals. I'm gonna help him run his new sub label,
Hmm.
which he's releasing called Open World, and it's gonna be mostly like electronic focused. Like
Hmm.
I'm gonna be curating a lot of the Outsider House albums,
Nice.
which is super cool. But yeah, I have a album coming out hopefully October.
Nice.
It's it's definitely gonna have the same vibes as my last one, but it's gonna be more cleanly produced. I have like a hard time switching between like low quality production, and when I mean that, I mean like aesthetically, like sound wise,
Hmm.
like bit rating or whatever.
Yeah.
I have a hard time transferring from that to like super clean production
Hmm.
because I want both at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a mix between the two, and it's not even just like fully house music either. I mean, a lot of the tracks are either like trance music, switching between ambient music to like slush wave,
Hmm.
dream punk, or like just like genre. I don't even know if there's genres for the music that's on there, really.
Mm.
Like some of them are just really so out there, but I've been able to like tastefully do it to a point where people like positively respond to it.
That's good.
Like yeah, which gives me so much more confidence that I'm going in the right direction. Like my last track I just dropped was like a old Hatsune Miku like Vocaloid trance song from like 15 years ago,
Nice.
and I heard the vocals and the original BPM was like 140 BPM,
Hmm.
and I just completely slowed them down because I'm like obsessed with the slush wave effect of just like super low vocals.
Yeah.
And but then I added elements of like trance production and like house drums and down tempo stuff and like vaporwave like frequency effects on it,
Hmm.
and people were really like fucking with it, you know?
That's good. No, that's a good thing. Like it's a like I feel like sending out demos to people and stuff like if they you can tell like if it's gonna like pop off when people start to like tell you like yeah this is good, and it's not just like a bunch of yes men, you know, like I think that's also like people that
Dude,
normally critique you,
exactly.
you know, people that normally
If I
critique
have
you.
s- if I have something that's garbage, I don't want someone to go, "Oh yeah, that's okay." I want them to tell me it's
Exactly.
garbage.
No, and it's like super helpful when people have that, and like I feel like a lot of people like when they start blowing up like their ego also kind of goes up, and like they just need like yes men around, and that's what's like ended up causing
And then
their
they
fall
start
off.
releasing like the same song over and over again, or just
Yeah.
like completely mid stuff to
Hmm.
where like a bunch of smaller artists are just like so much more advanced like sound wise, and they're
Hmm.
like really trying to focus on like owning that, and
Yeah.
they're just getting overshadowed by so many people.
No, and I agree.
But I mean, like for my new album in October, it's still trance music, it's still outsider house stuff, it's
Hmm.
still ambient music, it's still like dream punk textures and everything,
Hmm.
but it's completely solo because for like the last all of my releases, they all have features, and I
Nice.
love the people I've worked with. Like I absolutely love every single track I've released with like features. They seriously would not be the track they are without them.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I don't want to be that artist that's just collabs, you know?
Yeah. No, that then you lose your own sauce.
Yeah, or it's just like it's a constant battle between feeling like you can't make music without these other people.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I feel
So I
like
mean,
collabs are amazing, but like you have to balance between having collabs and like not having them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I mean, like every it's gonna be like 44 minutes of just completely original solo music.
Yeah. So I have one final question for the music side of the interview is that if there's any piece of advice you'd give to a new producer or an artist, what would it be?
That's really hard. I mean, I think it's important to be really bad at making music.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should absolutely struggle for like 2 or 3 years, or just continue making songs you don't like until you seriously want to quit. But as long as you keep getting past that quitting point, eventually you're gonna like improve.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
my like original copy for like my Ghost album was so bad. Like I'm like it, it was so garbage, and it was very important that I had my homies that would tell me it's bad. And like I had moments where I just did not. I wanted to give up on making music because I couldn't create the sounds I wanted, or like provoke that same emotion songs I really liked were giving me.
Hmm.
Like it's super daunting and it's super frustrating, and making music is such a long process.
No, it is. It takes a lot of years to refine, in my opinion.
And I think people need to understand that it's gonna take years until you make the first track you like insanely like, or you're confident in sending people your demos.
Hmm.
But I think in the end, if you continue to push back that, and like you just focus on evolving your sound,
Hmm.
you're eventually going to break through, and people are going to eventually follow you for that.
Yeah. No, and I agree. Like you just have to have your own swag. I think that's also part of like developing your own swag is like people that don't have swag haven't struggled. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like you don't get swag without embarrassing the hell out of yourself and
Yeah.
like posting like super cringy like things. Or I
Yeah.
mean, like even for a time I was just completely copying like aesthetics I would see online.
Same.
Like especially with like online stuff, or especially with like the trends that are going around now. I mean, it's super cool to be into that nostalgia bite. I mean,
Hmm.
even with like the trailer I released recently from my homie Paris Rex, which he's stupid talented.
Hmm.
He does it insanely tastefully, and he takes like your overall image and projects that along with like the nostalgia stuff and whatnot.
That's sick.
So I just think as long as you seriously have something that doesn't look like anyone else's, you're going in the right direction. But if you're worried about like copying someone, or like you feel like your thing remotely looks like someone else's, then just don't go that way, you know?
I think that's a good piece of advice. Specifically that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's I think that's what makes you stand out is like if you don't copy somebody. Yeah, so I was actually gonna go into more of like random questions to like talk about like what do you like, right? So
Yeah.
what is the best game made in your opinion?
That is like such an easy answer for me. It's not even funny. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the Wii.
Really?
Yeah, like I think the entire aesthetic of that game, and like the design of the characters, which they have like crazy JoJo's Bizarre Adventure influence in them. Like if you look
Really?
at them.
Oh, is it a new one?
Yeah.
It's a new game?
Nah, Twilight Princess is
It's like JoJo
it
isn't
was
that
also
old. JoJo's still going on.
yeah, but JoJo, I mean like the OG like
Ah, yeah.
Hiraki art and everything. I mean the game came out in like 2006. So I mean it was around when JoJo was kind of rebranding itself.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the scenery in that game just had this like specific glow to it
Mm.
that's kind of like always stuck with me, like aesthetic wise.
Yeah.
I kind of just always have that glow effect.
Like you're talking about the
I
glow
think
effect?
yeah, the glow effect and like the overall character design, and like especially the nighttime there, or like some of the scenery, because the whole Twilight realm
Yeah.
was super like creepy. Like I don't think any other Zelda games really add like the creepy ambience to it besides maybe like Majora's Mask or
Hmm.
anything, but like Twilight Princess like purposely did that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so for me like the Nintendo games, like I love Nintendo. Like I think as much as I hate like how like as much as I hate their legal team, like I love like Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Like like Zelda like Zelda's fantastic. Like I love the aesthetics that they have. For me specifically though, like for my current aesthetic, I think specifically World 2 from Mario Kart or not Mario Kart, from Mario Bros, like the desert world. I always loved that world. I don't know why. It just like stuck.
From which Mario game?
The Super Mario Bros. World
For the
2,
Wii?
like the like the desert world.
See, that's super. I mean, like, what do you take from that? That's super interesting.
Just like the aesthetic about it, like the colors, the music, the everything. I just love that stuff. I don't know why. Like down
That's
down
super
down down
fair. I
down like
think,
that weird shit.
yeah, dude. There's this like one character in that world. It was like the mummy, like coconut spike dudes.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking
Those
about.
dudes are so sick looking. Like, what? That's
Yeah.
just like an original design. I mean, that's like something you'd see like like Blade using as like an overlay in a video or some shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's just so random. Like I don't know what it is about that world, but it's just so I don't know, it's just so fun. Okay. All right, second question is what is your dream car?
Oh my God. Probably probably like a 2012 Lexus LFA.
Fuck, yes, LFA. Let's go. That's my dream car too.
Dude,
Dude,
actually,
yes, dude. I talk about the LFA at least every interview. Bro, the LFA,
bro, that is the perfect car.
dude, Yamaha, bro. Yamaha tuned LFA, bro. Dude, that thing is sick. I've seen like three.
Actually,
Yeah, I've seen three. Like,
that's crazy, dude. Those cars are so. I mean, it's like reliability and then
yeah.
just the look of it is crazy.
They're like mythical creatures, dude. Like,
Dude, they are.
I don't know what it is, bro. Like the LFA is just like oh, there's like so much aura. I don't know, bro. Like
Every single detail about it is perfect, and
mhm.
it's not like overly loud with like its sports look.
Mhm.
It
That's what
is
makes it
just
so
so
good.
tastefully done.
That's what
Yeah,
makes it so good. Like the LFA is actually the most goated car. Like I
it
don't
is. I
know,
recently just got a Lexus too.
beast.
I got a 2008 IS 250.
IS250, yeah, those are sick. My buddy had an LS 430 for a while. Like he loved that thing. He had it like on
Yeah,
stance and like bag. Like it was super cool. I like that
that's
thing was
sick.
super cool. I want um I want a Nissan Patrol pretty bad or a Toyota Highlander, but specifically an 80s one. Like the ones that kind of look like a Range Rover but like better.
Yeah, are you more into just like kind of like the SUVs?
Yeah, actually, okay, but like sports car wise, like mythical, like legendary cars, like definitely the LFA, right? Like if I were to
Yeah,
pick any car in the world, definitely the LFA. But if I'm picking like a car for just like to drive like normally, like I would definitely get like a Nissan Patrol, but like the ones imported from the Middle East or like a Toyota Highlander from like the 80s or the 90s.
that's fair. I think honestly, if I were to get like a daily driver, like if I could, probably like a 2016 like Honda Accord.
Yeah, Honda Accord is pretty, yeah, I mean, that's just reliable, good gas mileage. Like an oil change is probably like 34 cents, dude. Like it's probably nothing.
Yeah, and I mean like any newer Honda lately, I feel like the front of them is just like a mouthful of braces. Like they
Yeah.
took that like metal look in the front and the grill
Hmm.
and they just completely like covered the car in it. Like the entire front bumper of the new
Yeah.
cars are just
It's
the
like
grill.
yeah, it's like the Beamers, bro. Like the new Beamers, I hate the new grills. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just
they're
ugly.
so like huge and long, and it's like I see people blazing them, and I just don't
They're
get
wrong. They're actually wrong. There's no way you actually like
it.
that.
Dude, they are.
You're actually like a psyop from the BMW industry. There's no
Dude, it
way.
looks like it literally looks like you put like a stash on a car.
It's so ugly. Like BMW used to look so good. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
dude.
Like especially those older ones. I don't know. I like the older car. I like that boxy look.
Me
Like
too. I think like the 2000 to like 2010 era was like perfect for like
yeah.
cars kind of branching out into like the modern sports look.
And I agree. I love those cars. Okay, okay. So what is your favorite plant?
Dude, that's there's this one I seriously like. Let me see if I can remember it. God, dude, I'm trying to remember the name. It was like it's like a lightish white blue plant, but it like hangs like it droops, and it's
Hmm.
not. It's like super long too. Let me probably the blue moon wisteria.
The Blue Moon Wisteria.
Yeah, it looks like it straight up looks like a Dark Souls 2 plant.
I think I know about the wisterias. Wisterias are pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I like how they hang. I mean,
Like the willows, huh?
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Like they're super droopy, but they're super pretty. And
Yeah.
they almost have like a glow effect on them.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think for me it would be the saguaro cactus or a prickly pear.
Dude, that's fair. They get so tall.
They do. I used to go. I went to Arizona a few months back, and I would see them across like the freeway, and I would just like point them out, like yo, saguaro, saguaro. Like, I love them, bro. Like I don't know why. Like they're just so sick. Like such.
Nah, dude, that's a really goated choice. And I mean, you like Super Mario Bros.
Yeah,
Like the desert
I
level,
feel
so
like my
it makes sense.
I feel like my aesthetic is super predictable. You know, like I feel like a lot of my stuff like kind of ties in together, but
Well, I
it
mean, that's how people recognize you, you know?
exactly like that's what I mean. Like it's just sick though. All right, this is like the last and final question. This is the final one.
Okay.
So, if you could move to any country in the world, where would it be and why?
Um, Honestly, this is probably gonna actually happen, but like maybe in like 5 years, I plan on moving to either like France or Germany.
Nice.
Like more in the countryside, because I'm gonna be honest, people in France do not like people, especially people who are not French.
Yeah.
So I think overall my goal is just to move out to like the countryside in France, like start growing my own like vegetables, have chickens and stuff, like make my own music studio out there. And I got a lot of music homies out there like Bay and like Young Lane
Hmm.
and like even the label Pure Life Records, they're in the UK, so I mean I could just take a train over there. I
Hmm.
think everything over there is just a lot more accessible
Yeah.
and like healthcare wise and like mental state wise, they just care about their people more over there.
That's
I mean, when
true.
you look at America, it's like we're in a third world country at this point.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. Like we have a lot of issues here in America. Like I kind of talk about it more in my other interview where I like the healthcare issues that I've faced personally, but it's like
Yeah.
it's just like super nuts to see like especially like politically like where we're at as a country like it's so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's just so against themselves here. It's just like
Yeah, it's so
I would rather move
weird.
somewhere where I can be by myself before it's too late, you know?
Yeah. At least in France like people actually like protest against the government, you know?
Yeah, and I mean even then, like 3 to 4 day work week or like days off during work weeks are like required for people's mental health.
Yeah. No, and it's nice. Like I'm sure it's definitely like nice to live there.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm taking a school program for my university to go like study abroad there for a year.
Oh, sick. Yeah, no,
So
I
hopefully
do you speak
hopefully I like
French?
it. I don't, but I mean from what I've heard is that they would rather you speak English than hear you butcher their French,
Yeah.
which is fair. But I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna end up having to learn French.
Yeah, no, I mean I know like very elementary level French, but
Oh, that's
like
sick.
yeah, but like I wouldn't say that I know French. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I
I'm
mean, would you like if you were out there, would you like try and order stuff or like talk to people in French?
I can probably order food in French, but like if you're asking me like questions that aren't about food, the bathroom, water, or like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Dude,
like
exactly.
locations, I'm probably gonna pass. You know, like I just know like the very small basics, like I know like I feel, I love, I want, I need,
Yeah,
the very like mundane basics. But I wouldn't say that I know French. Like I'm bilingual, but I don't know French.
that's fair.
All right, dude. I really appreciate you taking your time to get on the call.
Yeah, dog, of course, this was literally my first interview ever, so I had to jump on it immediately, and I seriously appreciate like how comfortable it was.